Jordan rest stop, the Chimney Rock area. I've decided I'm going to camp here for the night. I came through the other day and I really like the place, so got my tent all set up here. All set up for the evening. I've got a nice big picnic table here I can set all my stuff on. I'm going to process some wood there for a fire tonight. Don't really need it, but fire's nice after dark. It's quite warm today. And I've got a couple of gas stoves here, but there's also a fire ring here I can use. Got the Ruby parked over here, out of the way. The only thing I'm a bit nervous about, where I put the tent and the wheeler, are these old trees. If they happen to come down on a person, that'd be the end of you. So I put my tent sort of in underneath the shelter here, my cot right to the back of it, so they're not talking any wind tonight. If the wind come up and the tree come down, should be protected.
Well, I've got a really neat trip planned for today. I'm going to do an overnighter at Jordan Rest Stop, a skedaddle ridge facility stone's throw from Chimney Rock. I've got the wheeler packed with everything but the kitchen sink. This here is my new to me Honda Rubicon. It's a 2018 model, but less than 400 kilometers on it when I bought it a month ago. So far I'm really loving it. It's a beautiful machine. Here's my GPS track I plotted on Google Earth. It's about 130 kilometers all told for the whole trip. This trailhead in Zealand's the one I usually use if I'm going up in the Keswick and Nashwaak country. It has gas, convenience store items, a Robbins takeout and a liquor outlet, as well as lots of parking. Make this a popular place to start your trip. It has easy access to the trail system, which is probably the most important thing. But one thing to be careful of right here is the road, Route 104. It's fast and busy, a lot of big trucks on it, and you have to cross it twice, so a little caution is called for. And I'll stop and put this thing in high gear, high range. This little piece of trail runs alongside Route 104 up to Morehouse Corner, beginning of the Stone Ridge Road. The ATV Club has permission to use the Upper Stone Ridge Road up to the rail bed. I see some people ripping up 104 here too, but I like to err on the side of caution there. Get run over.
Deer tracks right there.
No reason not to use this trail instead of the road. It's a nice little trail. A couple of water holes on it, but nothing serious. Here comes the second crossing over Route 104, Morehouse Corner. Now, this is the bridge over the Keswick River. Trail runs beside this stream clear up to Haystack Rock Bridge. Today I'm thinking of taking an alternate route for change of pace. I haven't been up through Dorn Ridge this year, so I may go that way. I haven't made up my mind which way I'm going at this point in the trip, but I'm leaning towards Dorn Ridge.
We'll go out through Dorn Ridge
just
for a change.
Well, here you can see the two routes. Left for the rail bed, that's how I come back the next day, and right to go to Dorn Ridge and on up to the Haystack Rock Bridge Road. know what they call it, but Haystack Bridge is on it anyway. Here you can see the route up to the Dorn Ridge Road. This section of trail is about 5¼ miles long. It's about 8.5 kilometers. It's a well-traveled woods road. A lot of country's been cut over, some of it replanted. And I suspect there's a lot of traffic on it at times. It seems like it's well beat down. There's a few blind turns on it too, so you need to exercise a bit of caution. Well, you should always exercise a little caution. Now you can see off to the left there the backside of Crab Mountain. Doesn't look like much through the GoPro, but at the other end of the Dorn Ridge Road you'll be able to see the ski hill part on the front side once the leaves have dropped. So we're traveling a fair amount of distance here. Here's one of those blind turns. I've actually met half tons and stuff going around some of these, so yeah, good to be careful. This is the Dorn Ridge Road, and we'll be on this for the next 7 miles. That's about 11 kilometers. Hits the Haystack Road. I don't know if we're supposed to be on this road with wheelers. I think it's okay, but I've never really checked it out. It is a quite a rural area. It's all gravel road up through farm country up to where it turns into a woods road and finally joins up the road up from Barton. Good lines of sight. It's not very challenging for a four-wheeler. But it's a good scenic run through here. Go along at a pretty good clip. That's 61 kilometers there, not miles per hour, by the way. And up here's where it narrows down. We're at the end of the settled portion of Dorn Ridge. There's still a few fields there. Pretty soon it turns into just a logging road, woods access road. Still very good road all the way up through here. Now, if the leaves weren't on, off to the left here, you'd be able to see Crab Mountain Ski Resort. But can't see much this time of year. And then the road just goes down the hill here and it meets up with the Barton Road. And I've shown this in some of my other videos where I've come through there from the left on through to Haystack Rock Bridge. But this is the haul road that takes you through by Haystack Rock Bridge onto the Mill Road. You can go straight through to the Irving Hall Road, that zigzag portion in the middle there, or go up the Mill Road like I did and over to the Sills Brook Road. And then I took that up through to Balancing Rock. It's a more interesting drive than just going on the haul road. But I wanted to show you this Malarkey Brook washout. You can see the half ton up ahead, and that was an Irving Woodland guy, and he was telling me that they were starting on fixing this washout this week. So he said they were going to put in a couple of pipes there for a diversion and then build a bridge, which should take care of the beaver problem. which caused the washout here before. The beavers plugged the old culverts. They have a lot harder job to plug a bridge. There's the two pipes there. And I realized at this time that I forgot to bring my power block with me that I use to charge my batteries. Forgot to bring in my accessory plug to charge batteries off the wheeler. So I skipped ahead to the upper end of the Sills Brook Road to a new piece I wanted to try out here. I could have swung off to the right and gone right straight up over the hill. It's very steep and it's narrow, like they're big boulders sometimes, and this Rubicon's a little bit wider than my old wheeler, so, and where it's kind of back heavy there with my tent and everything, I thought I'd go this way. I wanted to check this road out anyway. And it's a nice little trail. It's not technically difficult at all. It's slow, which there's nothing wrong with that. I like to putt along. And I'm really liking the transmission in this Rubicon. It has high and low range, 5 gears for each. And you can either shift them yourself or use the automatic feature. I'm used to shifting myself, so. And it won't let you lug the engine. It will shift down on its own if you get lugging it too much. And as an old truck driver, I don't like to lug an engine. But it just seems to just purr along here just effortlessly, and the power steering is just wonderful. My old wheeler, a wonderful bike, tough as anything could be, just bulletproof, but full-time four-wheel drive, and you had to wrestle it all the time, so your arms will get quite tired going through a place like this. And with this, like you could steer one-handed. No problem. I can hear the fan going there on it. It's a very hot and muggy day. Glad the sun isn't out here right now. But yeah, this is a nice little trail. I think quite well used. Seems to be beat down pretty good. And I believe it gets used in the winter by snowmobiles. I see different places where they've got the stumps cut off right down to the ground, so that tells me that it was never a road. It was possibly a tree farmer or skidder road. And on older maps, it's the bottom end of a cut going up over the hill. You can see the pictures there on Google Earth especially. And you can see the stumps there. And whether it was a skidder trail or they've made a shortcut through here for snowmobiles and wheelers, I don't know. There's another road that goes off here to the left, and it snakes down around, hits the Sills Brook Road, but it's wet and it's rough and it's washed out in places. I got in a mess there a few years ago, and I really don't want to drive that road again, especially if I'm alone. It just washed out. There was a big hole there and a big boulder and no good way to get around it. But the only thing you really have to worry about here are these boulders here. You want to be kind of careful so you don't dent a wheel or tear a sidewall out of your one of your tires, because it would be a long walk back to anywhere where you could catch a ride. Or although you can go up a little farther here when we get up to the better road, you're up on a high point and you got pretty good cell phone reception. I don't know what it's like right here. I've never checked it, but I know it's good up on the hill. And from here on in, the road keeps getting a little better and better all the time. here's another old cut road, kind of washed out down that way. Washed out completely, I think. I don't know that it actually goes anywhere. Now with the low range, I've gone up through, I might be in 4th gear here, I'm not sure. And just going along at a good pace. The beauty of the low range is the gears are spaced closer together, so you can keep your revs within a close range all the time. Easier on the engine, good for mileage, you're not lugging your engine. Now we're back out on another haul road. Or not a haul road, just a cut road, I think. And it's been a few years since this was cut up in here, so it's growing up pretty nice. Makes for a lot more pleasant drive when it's not just bare ground after one of those clear cuts. This road is actually a lot farther around than going straight up over the hill. I had some footage of that, but I think I must have deleted it. I'll have to do some. I had 2 or 3 trips up over that hill. I camped down there at the foot of that hill this spring, but I'm not that smart. So up here on the right, you can swing and go right back down where we came from, right down over that steep hill. I'd been up through to Balancing Rock the week before to do a video, and then I went on up through to Chimney Rock. So I'm using the video I took back then on this clip here. It was a lot better video of the road and the sights than what I was able to take on my camping trip. Just in the interest of full disclosure, I'll say that right now. But anyway, we headed down for Prosser Rest Stop. And we're going up the Nashwaak River Trail there, and right along here we're going to cross the South Sisters Brook. And I believe this is a new bridge here since the last time I was through here. I think it's been just built in the last year or 2. It's a nice bridge anyway. There's South Sisters Brook. Nice little stream. It was a lot brighter the day that I came up last week than it was on my camping trip. But this next place here, I guess it's a camp. It's either a camp or it's a bank. Bank of Montreal. And apparently they take Chargex. Huh. Nice spot anyway, right on the river. Yeah. And you just go by this place and you'll come across North Sisters Brook. And I think this is a fairly new bridge too. There you can see where it empties into the Nashwaak River right there. Looks like a good fishing hole down there right at the mouth of the brook. This road here goes clear up through to Gorby Gulch. Now we're going to swing off before we get there. Up ahead here is the intersection Cedar Bridge, and I've shown that in some of my other videos.
there's Cedar Brook.
Crosses the Nashwaak. Yeah. It's all good road, just about like this. Great for wheelers. The next brook, the last brook we crossed before we get to Chimney Rock is Doughboy Brook. And this bridge is probably 5 or 6 years old. Another fairly new bridge. If you go on the Skedaddle Ridge Trail People's site, they have some pictures of when they built this. And there you can see the rest of the route up through Doughboy Brook and up through to Chimney Rock and Jordan Rest Stop. This road parallels the big haul road all the way up through. When you get to this intersection here, there's a sign there. You can't, the GoPro doesn't pick it up good, but it's a sign that says Chimney Rock. We just go out. There's a iron post there on the left, has the number 29 on it, red iron post. Make sure you look both ways when you cross that haul road too. And it's up here about 1 kilometer where you swing off to Chimney Rock. This trail right here is pretty rough. All of the surface gravel or soil is washed away, leaving the cobbles and boulders sticking out, and it's quite a slow trail. Easy to walk if you're a hiker. On a wheeler, if you care about your wheeler, you'll take it slow. But it's a pretty trail. I did a little drive-by here just to show how rough it is and how slow you have to go. The Rubicon made it a lot more pleasant than the old wheeler was, though. Look, it looks like I'm going into the twilight zone right there. Just disappeared into the light. And you can see from the map here, at Chimney Rock, you can see the notch there, or the chasm, whatever it is there, where I've walked down through it. So we're pretty well getting there. Here we are at Chimney Rock. The gully is off to the right there. You can't see it right now, but we're going to have a look at it. That sign there, that white sign, it's all wore off, but it says, don't leave garbage and don't paint on the rocks. And happily, people have not done that for the most part.
I'm at Chimney Rock here now. Thought I'd go and have another look at it while I'm here. Quite a spot. There's a nice little ladder there to get down this far. And then we have to go the rest of the way on foot. It's quite a steep little gradient here. I should have brought my work boots. Oh well. On the wrong side here. slippery trail here. Mossy. Wet moss. There's the famous Chimney Rock. Camera cannot do this justice. You have to really be here. To me, the most spectacular thing isn't this Chimney Rock itself, although it is nice looking, kind of precarious looking. It's the walls here. Oh, that's a long ways down right there. A lot of those rocks have tumbled down over the years. I wouldn't want to be in here when it happened. She's a real cleft in the rock. I wouldn't want to be that tree up there. I'd say his life is, or that one. Well, we'll continue down through here. Little ways, anyway. The notch kind of peters out. Here we're getting towards the foot of the hill. It reminds me of the Franconia Notch down in New Hampshire. Now that is a really spectacular place and goes on for a mile or two. And this is what, 300 or 400 feet. But the same type of formation. This is a lot narrower too. It doesn't have boardwalks running all the way up through it. It's kind of unspoiled. It doesn't even have any graffiti on the rocks. I hope it stays that way. Wonder how much longer that rock will stay there before it topples over.
be good.
Beautiful morning out here. But it's time to go home. I'm all packed up. I got the campsite all cleaned up.